Oh, I remember writing a song about my brothers walking through a forest. So random, I don't know. And I was like 4 or something, but I've always really loved creating my own music.
Hi, this is Lauren Engel. Today I'm here with Jayden Bartels.
Hi!
So where are you from?
I am from California.
Where in California?
Sherman Oaks.
Oh!
Born and raised.
Near here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are your parents from Sherman Oaks as well?
My mom is, my dad is from San Diego, so we're all from California.
Mm-hmm. So all your family's here?
Yep.
Yeah. What do your parents do?
My mom is a yoga instructor,
Oh, wow.
and my dad is a computer technician.
Oh.
Yep.
Would you say you got your creative side from your mom then?
I feel like it's a mix of both.
Yeah.
My mom and my dad are both very creative in different ways.
What kind of music are they playing in the house?
My mom always played really 80s music, like Elton John, Simon and Garfunkel. I was really raised with like the old school music.
Yeah. Do you remember the first artist that you found yourself?
No, I don't. It was always really just 80s music, old music, the classics.
So when did you start listening to like more of the pop or?
I feel like I started listening to pop when I was around 10. When I got into dance, everyone would teach to pop songs.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was always around it, and that's when I started like hearing it on the radio and like really understanding it.
And then I guess you started listening to rap also, or a lot of dance to rap, or not yet?
Yeah, I mean a lot of hip-hop dance
Yeah.
is to rap. I don't really listen to it, but yeah.
And then did your mom put you in dance lessons, or did you want to
I
originally?
begged her to put me in
Yeah.
dance lessons since I was like really, really young. And when I was 8 years old, she finally let me.
Was it so? How did you get inspired to join it? Was there someone that you knew that was dancing?
So You Think You Can Dance?
Yeah.
I used to watch it when I was little, and that's what made me want to dance.
And then what style were you dancing originally?
I started with musical theater, like jazz, but I really, when I first got in, I did all of it. I did ballet, contemporary, jazz funk, hip hop. The minute I got in, I wanted to do all the styles.
And did your friends know you and your classmates know you as a dancer from the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, I've always danced, so I feel like everyone who knows me knows I dance.
Mm-hmm. How many hours were you practicing every week?
When I first started, it was like 5 hours a day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but now it's more like 5 hours a week
Yeah.
because I'm focused on a lot of other stuff. But when I first started, I was committed.
Are the lessons like after school for you back then?
Yeah, back then and right now even, it's always near the end of the day after I finish school.
Was it hard to juggle both initially? Like that's so
Yeah,
many hours. 5 hours.
it always is,
Yeah.
to balance everything. I feel like when I was doing that much dance, it was really out of balance. But now I feel like I do a good amount.
When did you say you got your first like break?
I feel like my first break was when I performed with Justin Bieber as his backup dancer.
I thought you did some big stuff before that, no?
I mean, I did not as big as that,
Yeah,
though.
that is huge. I can ask you about that. Yeah.
It was. And that was when I was first like, wow, like performing is what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
I was really young, so that was like my first big job.
Mm-hmm. How did his team find you?
They were doing a purpose tour where like all the kids just auditioned through social media, and I was like, you know, why not try it? So I posted my audition online, and they got back to me, and I was in shock.
And then were you also in The Little Mermaid, Mary Poppins?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
In my school.
So were you singing as well with these? Like
Yes,
Little
but
Mermaid?
I wasn't trained. I was just singing because like that was part of being in a play. I wasn't trained at all. I was really young, so I just did what I was told. But.
Mm-hmm. And when did it occur to you to join Dance Moms?
Well, I actually was taking classes at ALDC, and I remember one night after they were like, Jayden, can you stay a little longer? And I was like, yeah. Why? And they were like, we want you in an episode. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I did it. I was there for the whole week. It was insane, chaotic, but it was fun.
Did you want to join more like TV dance? Like So You Think You Can Dance or not?
I mean, I've always wanted to be on So You Think You
Yeah.
Can Dance. Dance Moms was more of a one-time thing for me.
Yeah.
But So You Think You Can Dance has always been a dream.
Mm-hmm. You think you're gonna still apply for that, or?
Possibly, probably not, because singing is my main focus now.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Do you have a agent for dancing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Yes.
When did you find him or her?
Well, I've had a few different agents, but I found them. I remember auditioning when I was around 10 for like a bunch of different dance agents, and then one clicked, and that was that.
Mm-hmm. When did you decide that you wanted to get a bit more into modeling also? Because you did like Toys R Us and stuff, right?
Yeah. I got into modeling. I feel like that just kind of comes with acting.
Yeah.
I feel like my agents were kind of like, you should get into modeling. So I applied for LA Models, and they accepted me. And I love modeling. I used to do a lot more of it now, but of course I still enjoy it.
Did you like tell them that you want to focus more on music, so you're not doing as much?
Yeah, I feel like nowadays that has been my focus, and I've kind of like switched over to music rather than like modeling.
When did it occur to you to put more of your energy into music?
I feel like I started putting my focus on music about 2 years ago when I started training, and that was when I took my first lessons, and I was like, this is what I want to be doing.
And your parents were like supportive and everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's so cool.
they've always been really supportive of my career, which is incredible because no one in our family has chosen this career path except for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool that they supported me, even though it was kind of like out of the blue.
How did you find your acting agent, or get into the acting world initially?
I don't know. I remember begging my mom to take me to an audition for an agent, and she took me to this one called DDO, and I don't know how she found it, but it stuck, and they're still my agent today.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite actress?
Favorite actress? I love Lupita, who's in Us.
Oh, yeah.
I love Kristen Bell. Those are probably my top two.
Yeah. Did you practice a lot of acting, like at home, like in front of the
Yes,
mirror?
yes. I remember putting on plays when I was like really young, and like writing scripts for my parents and I of like Beauty and the Beast. I remember it so clearly. So I've always been really into acting.
When did you decide to start social media?
I started social media kind of just as something fun, I'd say about 4 years ago, and I was just literally doing it just for fun, and it kind of blew up pretty quickly, so I decided to keep it going.
Yeah, and was it you're blowing up from your dance videos, or how do you think people are finding you?
Yeah, on Musical.ly, I was posting dance videos, which was very rare. Like, not a lot of people were posting
true.
that, so I feel like people connected with it, and that's really what got me started.
And all those fans like cross over into your Instagram and other social media?
Yes.
Did your parents know from the beginning that you were like putting a lot on social media?
Yeah, they've always helped me throughout.
Oh wow, that's
yeah,
so cool.
they were the ones filming my videos, so I wouldn't be able to do social media without them. So they've always been really supportive of that as well.
And I guess a lot of your social media also brought in a lot of jobs, right? So you're able to do all this.
Definitely. It's really helped gain an audience.
How did you find your music team?
I found my music team. How did I? Oh, I found my music team through Max and Harvey, who is someone I work with.
Oh yeah.
You might know them. They're twins. They're crazy.
Yeah, you have a song with them, right?
Yeah. And their manager kind of reached out to me because I was like friends with Max and Harvey. I was just hanging out with them, and they kind of saw me and was like, we'd love to work with you. Before I was really even doing music, so I got into working with them, and I'm still working with them to this day.
Nice.
Yeah.
How old would you say when you first started like just singing by yourself?
Oh, I've always been singing.
Yeah.
Like for as long as I can remember, I've been at my house with a fake microphone making up songs. Yeah.
But you didn't want to do singing lessons back then?
I did, but I feel like I was too afraid. Only about 2 years ago was when I was like, I want to like really like train and become better.
Yeah. And did you find that your lessons helped you a lot?
Oh yeah, I would not be able to sing without lessons. Like I know some people who just naturally can sing, but I need like lessons and training, and I feel like it really gave me confidence.
And how do you decide on the style of music that you wanted to make early on?
I feel like I always have liked more indie alternative pop rather than mainstream pop. It's always just what I grew up with, what I like, and it's how I write too. So I feel like it was just the most natural thing for me to release more of that style.
How did you meet your producer?
My producer actually works with my manager.
Okay.
So it just kind of worked out perfectly that I get to work with him as well as her.
What age were you when you first started writing lyrics?
Oh, I've been writing song lyrics and poems and stories for as long as I can remember. Writing has always been like one of my favorite things to do.
What were the early songs that you wrote about?
Oh, I remember writing a song about my brothers walking through a forest. So random, I don't know. And I was like 4 or something, but I've always really loved creating my own music.
And what other themes do you like to write about, like, since then?
Since then, I like to write about things that have really happened to me, like stories or emotions or thoughts that I have.
Yeah.
I always write off things that are genuine.
Did someone teach you how to write, or like how did you learn how to write songs?
I kind of just taught myself. I
Yeah.
feel like there's really no like right way to write a song. If you are genuine and authentic, I feel like you can write a song.
And was it difficult for you to work with a team and like show all your lyrics and what you're going through?
I don't think it was difficult. I think it was more scary for me because I was like, what if they don't like it? What if I'm not a good songwriter? But luckily they took it really well.
Was it difficult working with them in terms of like them having the song, you having to write like lyrics to it, like the whole process?
It's always a little challenging. There's many different things that go into it, but luckily my team is super flexible, easy to work with, and really open to my ideas, which I love.
Are you homeschooled or are you just,
I am homeschooled, yes.
How long have you been homeschooled
This
for?
is my first year, so
wow.
just getting into it, yeah.
What's the biggest change?
Being at home for the whole day, not
Yeah.
getting out of the house, because if I don't have like a dance class or something, I'm like always in the house, which is really, really weird. But because with school, I would always like, leave and come back. But I feel like a couple of days ago, I was in the house for the whole day and I didn't even realize. I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. What made you decide that you want to be homeschooled? Because you were able to balance everything before, right?
Yeah.
Which is really impressive.
It was. And I don't know, I feel like it was just getting a little bit crazy. And even though we balanced it, it was very stressful. So I feel like it took a lot of stress off to just do the school at home.
How receptive were your fans when you first started putting music out? Because like they came for the dance, but all of a sudden you're like
Exactly.
doing music now.
Yeah, luckily they were really, really receptive, and I was super nervous to put out my first song. I remember I was like, what if they don't like it? Like, I've never sung in front of anyone, but they were really excited about it, and I'm really glad that I did it because I was really debating if I should or if I shouldn't, but I did, and look where we are now.
Have you sang in front of a like live performance, live audience much yet?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I actually went on tour with Max and Harvey.
Oh.
I did a performance in LA, so yeah, I'm getting used to it.
Well, how did you practice for that?
Just rehearsal. I actually did rehearsal like right over there.
No way!
Yeah,
That's
but
so crazy.
just run through my set, what songs I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna play. It's a lot that goes into it, but I really enjoyed the rehearsal process.
Do you think you're gonna incorporate a lot more of your dancing while you're performing?
Yes and no. I really like just doing what comes to like my mind. I don't like
Yeah.
having something choreographed, but I definitely do dance on stage because it's just so natural for me.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, like a Sierra type thing.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
How long have you danced with Millennium?
I started dancing with Millennium, I'd say about 3 years ago. I was part of their company, but now I'm just an independent dancer. I go there a lot though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks so cool to dance
It is,
there.
it is.
Yeah.
It's really iconic. I see a lot of people coming there for the first time. It's really cool to see the reaction.
And you love Grace Vanderwall, right?
I do. I love her so much. She's one of my like inspirations for music.
Do you think you're gonna get more and more into that vibe, like that route? Like
Yeah,
more
I feel like
acoustic, more
with my
indie?
new EP, it's definitely going down that route.
What are the inspirations or themes for your new E EP?
I'd say definitely a lot of indie artists, like Claro is a big
Oh, yeah.
one. Anything that's really like emotional and has a lot of like, meaning throughout the lyrics.
And what's your inspiration behind Changing?
Changing, I wrote because recently I realized how important change is, and I always write off things that is like current in my life.
Yeah.
So Changing just fit perfectly because like I feel like everyone is always changing, but sometimes it's hard to accept it. So I feel like I've recently accepted it, and that's why I wrote a song about it.
How would you say you've grown as a person compared to when you were younger?
I feel like when I was younger, I didn't realize how much work was actually put into it. I remember when I played soccer, I didn't want to do the practices, I just wanted to do the game. And I feel like when I first got into the industry, it was the same way. Like I didn't want to do all the work, I just wanted to get on stage and perform. But recently I realized like you got to do the rehearsals, you got to get prepared before you go out there.
Yeah. What would you say have been the biggest challenges so far in your life?
Biggest challenges. Ooh, that's a deep question. I feel like biggest challenges have been accepting like myself and how I'm changing, which is why I wrote a song about it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also been like finding true friends and cutting out toxic people. And then obviously like losing family members is always really tough.
Yeah.
And like keeping your family life together is always a struggle.
Yeah. What kind of advice do you have for people who also have family members passing away?
I'd say just realize that like you need to appreciate the moments you had together. And like if someone is like, if just keep your family members close because you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and you really got to spend time with the people who you were raised around.
And how about advice for people who don't know if it's like real friends, fake friends, that sort of thing?
You'll know whether they talk about you behind their back or make jokes that you're like, is that rude? I can't really tell. If you can't tell, then most likely it is.
Yeah.
So,
what does love mean to you?
oh, these are deep questions. Love to me means passion for someone or something, no matter what. So it's like passion throughout every obstacle.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Last question. What do you want to be remembered for?
Ooh, I love these questions.
Thank you.
I want to be remembered for someone who inspired people to do things that they never thought that they could.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
This is so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much. These questions were amazing.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, awesome. Bye, guys.